my sister Marion asked me to give a testimony today, and I was thinking, I don't know if I really want to do this. I don't really have anything special to tell. But then I thought, Marion is, I've learned to listen to her. So I thought, okay, I'll do this, and I didn't think I really had much special. I grew up in a religion that was very strict, very legalistic, and I grew up studying the Bible a lot, and I could recite chapter and verse, but I didn't know Christ, and I don't even think I didn't know that I didn't know Him, but that was it for me. I followed along, and I followed along like that for about 30 years, and then as things do, things change in your life. I got married, we moved, but for me it really wasn't better. I mean, those were great things in my life, but spiritually I was just floating along out there. I guess if you use the analogy, I was just that little sheep that's way out in the field, just away from everybody else running around. And then a few other things happened, and one of them was one of our neighbors happened to move away, and so we got some new neighbors in, and my wife had been over and visiting and spending some time, and I started noticing a change in her. I started noticing that that she was different, that she was spending more time thinking about and talking about Christ, and I could see that He was leading her. And I'm starting to think, well, maybe I'm getting kind of left in the dust here. And one day she said, my neighbor invited me to something, and she's going to a meeting, and it's called Iron Sharpens Iron. She said, I'm going to join. And so as I watched more of this, and it turns out, of course, our neighbors were Eddie and Marion. And I can say that looking back, I truly believe that God brought them into our lives. Yeah. My brother Eddie has been, and I call him my brother, has been a spiritual brother to me. That he's the kind of brother you need. He's not afraid to call things out as he sees them. Mm-hmm. He's there to stick with you. And because of all of this, I can say that now I believe now that God is now taking me finally to a place where I'm not afraid of Him as a punisher, of someone who, because I didn't go to church today or because I didn't do this, that He's going to punish me. He's taking me to a place to show me that His grace is sufficient. Yeah. And that's it. That's all I need. I can't do anything on my own. Yeah. He's done it all for me. Yeah. And He's taking me to a place to say, come back here. I have a lot for you to do. It's not over. It's, the fruit on the trees is most abundant towards the end in the fall. And I think that's where God has now led me back, and now bringing me to that area where, I can start to appreciate and grow again. I remember when I was growing up, I was in a speaking club, and I remember hearing a gentleman. He had his life had been lost, and he was in about 65 or so. And I remember thinking about that. Wow, that's amazing. His nothing has happened in his whole life. But I've come to realize that with God, it's never too late. Yeah. He brought this man back in at 65 years old, and it was not too late. You think about the most amazing evangelist probably that we know of was saved at the last minute on the cross. And he's probably affected more people than anybody else, never met any of them, by people looking at his example. And that's my testimony.
Amen. Hallelujah.